Welcome, everybody, to Cup with Gup on this Wednesday, July 27th, 2022. PGA Deep Dive and final thoughts for the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Come join us now. Smash gets 20% off any package, includes a 7-day risk-free trial. College football, NFL right around the corner. Rate and review on iTunes. I will be doing giveaways for our big NFL kickoff weekend like I do the majors. Subscribe and like this video on YouTube. Leave a comment in the video. Tell me who you think wins the Rocket Mortgage Classic. That will also get you into the drawing. Listener League it may be full by now. This is early on a Wednesday morning. Got a busy real work day, and then come back later on this afternoon, this evening, and get some things done with you guys. And let's get locked in for a great week of daily fantasy golf and round 2 of the Fantasy Golf World Championships. Hopefully can make the top 40 and advance to the live finals in a couple weeks. Final thoughts for me, definitely going to be weather-wise. I mean, again, I got, 12, almost 24 hours until lock. And so as of now, you can see some winds picking up around 9 in the morning. I almost wonder if sometimes because we've had so many weather draws and waves that if we may overreact a little bit. There's not as much trouble here, so you're not worried about getting the ball over the water and stuff like that. Maybe like last week. As of now, I mean, it starts gusting, around 9, 10 o'clock, and then goes throughout the day. Thursday, Friday looks pretty flat for the most part. And the constant winds on Thursday, 9, 10 miles an hour, all the way to 16, 17 miles an hour. So 7, 8 mile an hour, constant winds. And then, 18 to 28, but you have 28 gusts, early, 26, 28, 20. I mean, so there is, maybe we go round 1, first round leader, earlier the better. I don't know that. I'll definitely be waiting till later on this evening, and I'll update anything on the side if it really changes me, because Friday just looks fine. I mean, no hardly winds at all day though, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 10, 10, 10, 10, gusts are 12, 15, 15, 12, 14. So, I mean, pretty constant. Those first 2 hours every day looks pretty solid, but I don't know if we want to limit our pools down that much just because of the way the course plays out. And gust, I don't know. And it's going to be constant, the same direction. And so I think, to me, it's not as big of a deal this week right now. Can that change? Has it changed before? Sure. We'll see 12 hours from now when I'm, done with work and kind of finalizing everything and getting with the community. Maybe we see a clear AM, PM, advantage, or, maybe even PM, AM. I doubt it. It looks like that's going to be the worst of it on the Thursday. But Friday looks fine. So normally you want to see a clear, AM, PM, PM, AM type deal to start making wave advantages or even heat maps. But for now, I'm just definitely round 1 does look, advantageous for earlier the better. I like that generally. If I don't do round 1 a lot, but if I on DraftKings, but lately I have been, because we have had weather round 2 and round 1. We've had weather ways that we have been able to take advantage of, and I'll circle my first round leaders probably around most of that. But that's a wait till later on. We'll see how we're doing there. One of the perks of being a member, if you come join that. But if it gets too bad, I'll definitely update if I have to do heat maps, all that kind of stuff. Right now, I just don't see it. Trending to be a highest owned. Probably no surprises here. Cantley, Homa, Young, Finau, Cam Davis. Those look to be probably the top 5. There's a decent amount of gap. Not decent, but a little bit of gap to the next kind of tier. Similar to what we saw last week, but not as bad. You had a little more, I think we had 19 guys, I think I said, and we have no withdrawals. So last week, I think we had like 15, but we had 2 withdrawals in the 8K range that really made it tight. So a little bit more spread out. I definitely do think people are, going to try to get as much of those top guys as they can, the 9, 10K range, and try to see where they can get different from there. 7K range, I like a lot of people there. I think a lot do. I think the 8K range in general could be overlooked some, or people passing because of how high they want to, they want to get Cantley, a Finau, a Homa, a Young, those kind of guys in their mix. Maybe even try to squeeze 2 in. You know, that worked last week in some areas if you went Finau, Sungjae, and just hope you hit the bottom right. Potential sleepers low owned for me. I like Molinex, 7K. I don't think I mentioned him Monday. He did shoot up a little bit on the final rankings that I have now. I'll tweak him a little bit before I send out all the stuff this afternoon. I'm not going to factor draw really at all right now. So final thoughts and all that, I'll talk about it on the site, but the putting would be the biggest still, but he's in a little bit of a groove. But he's going to be all these guys I'm talking about are going to be 2 to 4% owned. Coming inside the top 20 of the final rankings as of now, 8th in rolling stats, 8th in deep dive course fit. So a course like this, I bring in a few other courses to try to look at. A 21st at the Open, a 1st at the Barbasol. He only played here once in 2019, missed the cut. So probably the putting would be the biggest deal. Can he keep a hot putter? Stats wise, it looks good, but a low on guy. So, MME type play, I like that. Stuart Sink, I did talk about, still going to be 2 to 4% range. Looks really good in general. A 24th at the Scottish, a 24th at the 3M. Missed the cut at the Open, but I'm not too worried about that. He played here once and got a 70th. He does go out early tomorrow, even though that, maybe a good factor if you want to take that chance. But deep dive, he's still right there where I thought he would be. 33rd in rolling stats, 30th in putting. Pretty solid for a $7,100 guy. And there's some other $7,100 guys or $7,000 guys, $7,200 guys in that range that are getting pretty good amount of love. So that could be a really good pivot. Vince Whaley, I think I mentioned, I know I wrote him up in an article for sure already. 6,800, probably one of my favorite 6K plays right now. But 2%, 2 to 4%, probably closer to 2. 26 in rolling stats. Not much has changed for me here. I liked him. He's 5th at the Barbasol. He's played here twice, which I like. He made a cut, missed a cut. Don't put a lot of weight into that, but he's average in putting, average on the field, 68, so actually a little bit better than average. So I don't hate that at all. Especially at that kind of ownership. We're talking about MME, not flyers necessarily, but getting that bottom end of your pool. I don't mind him at all at 6,800. And then Bo Hostler, real recently on the deep dive rolling stats, you can see the trend of him looking better and better. Plus he can putt. He's 5th in the putting, deep dive putting model for me. He stormed the board for me. And once I, kind of look at some of that short term and mix in the putting and upside and all that, he's going to be around 2%. I think he's another solid play. He's $6,800 as well. Guys that moved up for me, this guy, Jekyll and Hyde for me a lot, but he's been really good as of late for me and paid off a lot. Patrick Rogers, he was in my top 30 to begin with of the week. Top 25, sorry. Deep dive, he came in 6th in rolling stats, 9th in putting, 10th in course fit. So I like him a lot. 7,100 could, probably come around that 7, 8, 9, 10% range. He's played here twice. I did talk about him a little bit on Monday. Not done anything with it, but he made the cut both times. A 45th and a 41st. I think he's playing some of his better golf right now. So I like him, $7,100. Keegan, he's moved up for me. I don't know if he gets to my core, but you take away the overseas stuff. He's played here twice, a 45th and a 14th. His putting's been better as of late. If you can trust it, the stats always look good. Tee to green, I don't mind him at 9,200. Stroman's a guy that's moved up for me. $7,700, a 2nd at the Barbasol, a 35th here, the only time he's played it. Let's see, 12th in the rolling stats for me. So, pretty solid for where he's priced at 7,700. I think he could be a really solid, pool player for you if you're doing your MMEs. And then Nick Hardy, I think I mentioned him some on Monday, but definitely like him, $7,300. Can score, can putt. Probably that 7 to 9% range, $7,300. He's a guy I like a lot. Made the cut last week, was somewhat popular. Didn't do much with it on the weekend. 58th, but another guy that's looking for a strong finish to the end of the year. Guys that I'm lighter on or potentially fading so far this week: Kisner, Tringali, Hadwin, Henley, then still Homa. I think he's going to come in higher than what most think. I don't hate him at all. You just can't play all the guys up there, so it's you got to figure out where to move up, move down. He's moved down a little bit since my Monday ranks. Nothing just pops to me. I know his game, and he can show up out of nowhere, so you don't need anything to play him or go off of him. I just prefer some other guys better. 16th at the Scottish, did miss the Open. He's made the cut here his both times, kind of similar to Patrick Rogers, 42nd and 25th. He can putt well, but for 9,900, I think I like some other players a little bit better than him. Staying strong for me, Cantley, Goddard, Cam Davis, and McNeely. Like all four of those. Don't know if they all make necessarily final core, but going to be strong players for me in my player pools for sure. Leverage plays. This is loosely like last week. Willie Z, 10,000, but he's still going to be 14, 15% owned. There's only four guys, right? But he should be the lowest of all four, barely. Adam Scott, again, he's going to be 10, 11%. And Keegan will be right around that. Kisner probably right around that. I think Homa and Cam Davis clearly will be the highest owned. But he's right now my lowest, so technically. And then Woodland is the lowest in the AK for me right now. 5.7% is what I got him at. So call it 4 to 6% from him. Pretty decently the lowest there. So he's a good leverage play if you want to go that route. Underdog, use the code GUP, GUP, for a dollar match. All kinds of things going over right now. Click the link in the description. Get your free $100. Best Ball Mania is up. $10 million in the pot. The Pup Cup, talked about it last week. Kind of looking forward to playing some of that. I could see going ahead and getting some drafts in now, but obviously you kind of want to see what that field looks like because you don't want to draft guys that don't make the 125. If you're drafting now, you probably maybe look at the top 80 and try to keep your pool there. 100,000 in prizes, $5 to enter that. Thursday 3-putt, we do well in that. I think a lot of guys will use their own rankings or use some of my final rankings, stuff like that, and just draft. It's $5, 10K pot. We've had guys be up in the top 5, top 2. I think we've had a winner as well. They do that daily. My pick 'em for round 1. I'm doing 4 this week. That pays 10x. I like Hubbard over McCarthy, Riley over Palmer, Strillman over Schwab, and McNeely over Hadwin. Prize picks, same link, same dollar for dollar match up to $100, same code, GUP. I'm going to go Cantley under 69, Finau under 69, and then these next 3 are all birdie or better matchups. I have Keegan over Gymnos, Hubbard over Tringali, Pendrith over Woodland. So those 5 are my round 1 plays. I'll have those out nightly with my bets. One and done. Again, we talked about this last week. If you got one of these guys up here in the top, this is your time to use them. Cantley, Finau, Cam Davis, any of those kind of guys. If you're either looking for a sleeper or someone off the grid, maybe want to try to make a jump, guys next level down who may not get used a lot, Mav McNeely, Pendrith, Taryn, Kirk, a lot of guys talking him up this week. I don't think he'll be used much in a one and done. Goddard up, maybe he gets used some, but typically guys will look at, top of betting boards and stuff like that to figure out who they want just in general. But, someone like that, I could see as a good flyer if you just want to, maybe you're enough behind. If you get that one very low on guy win, you can make a run here at the end. If you're up there high and you got, one of those big guys left, I think you use him, or at least sit down and go, okay, there's only this many weeks left. Who do I want to save for potential FedEx, and who could I use here that could be saved, something like that. Right now, as always, smash 20% off. Hope you guys have a very good Wednesday. I'll be back later on this evening with the premium members. Talk to you guys then. Have a good day, and we'll catch up later on.